So, welcome everyone to this new episode of Beyond the Airbrush. And today we're going to talk about a really great initiative, a charity one, led by Mario. Hello, Mario.
Hello, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining me today. And we're going to talk about the Apothecarion. So, uh, just to give a bit of context, so Mario is from Spain, and you can find the official profile at Instagram at the underscore apothecarion, and on the side of the screen you just have a small selection of some pics from the profile. And this charity is dedicated to raise funds to one Spanish association, which is El Sueño de Vicky, which aims at researching, leading a research program to help children who overcome cancer to recover properly, because, I mean, they deserve to to be helped with his second fight. So.
Yeah.
And on the side of the screen, you will see some of the minis that were donated for the first round of the Apothecarion, who took place like between last year and April this year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Mm,
but yeah, because it started in
around,
October.
I think it was around the final days of October, around Halloween.
Yeah.
I think we launched it like right afterwards, Halloween.
Okay. And the raffle took place in
The
a
raffle took place on the 10th of April, I think,
yeah.
with a little help with a friend of ours that it's a streamer, a Warhammer, a Spanish Warhammer streamer, and we did the raffle like all clean, all public in his stream in Valladolid. And we also had those days
Hmm.
a sculpting course with Juan Diaz
Hmm.
and with him and this streamer and some other friends, and it was lovely.
Yeah, that's cool.
But we will get to Juan later.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but first, let's talk about yourself and how did you get into the hobby?
I get into the hobby because of my dad. He I was he was not he's still he's still alive, but in his youth, he was a big enthusiast of all scale models. He's a really skillful model maker, but he wasn't into any specific sci-fi or fantasy or not even Warhammer. He was into scalestric, radio control cars, scale models of cars, Tamiya kits, this kind of stuff. So I started that way, surrounded by all of that. And as I mentioned, I can prove this. When I was 5, I won a tournament of Scalestric, and I was just 5 in 1997, and all
Mhm.
the other racers, they were teenagers to my eyes. I don't know because at that age you don't know, but
Yeah,
they
you
were
think.
taller than me. But putting that aside, to in Warhammer, my father was a friend, of course, with the local hobby shop. Um, that it's a store that it doesn't exist anymore, sadly, but it was one of those hobby stores that they had everything from Warhammer, but it was like not so much. It was as I mentioned, the Tamiya kits, the trains, radio control cars and planes, doll houses, everything. And they also have Warhammer. So I don't remember the day,
Mhm.
but somehow one day my father bought me the Warhammer 40K third edition box set with the Black Templars, the Dark Eldars. But the thing that I love the most, it wasn't the miniatures. What the was the the rule book
Yeah.
because it it was very different from what we know today, especially when it comes to artwork. Because it was, I think that in the first pages you have the John Blanche artwork of the Emperor on
Yeah.
the Golden Throne,
Yeah.
and for me, all the John Blanche, the John Wayne, sorry, John Wayne, no, sorry, Johnny Wayne England artwork and some other artists. For me, it was very nightmarish for a little kid, but nightmare fuel, but in a good way, and I was fascinated by not by
Yes.
the game, by the universe. So I started like painting the Black Templars with my dad.
So that takes us like a while back in
Mhm.
time. So how many years? Well, maybe you took a break.
Yeah, I did. I think like many of us when
Yeah.
I was at college because to study I had to move to another city to Madrid, and I didn't have the time of the money, and living there and paying the university was expensive for my parents. So I never asked them from give me more money to do whatever. So for me it was like, okay, this is time to study and to read the Horus novels. And when I retake the hobby when I think we were into eighth edition. I don't know the edition. I think it was eight when the Primaris Marines
Ah,
were released alongside the Death Guard in that big box. And I love the Death Guard, but the Primaris not so much. Not so
yeah.
much.
Yeah, no, that I mean that speaks for the your good taste. I mean, because yeah, uh, alongside my hobby circle like primaries, when yeah, we're still trying to understand how they became a thing in the universe. Because yeah, nothing really makes sense about them. But that's
For me, I want the lore it was like very the reason behind the existence of the Primaris was really sketchy for me, and
Mhm.
also the whole appearance on the I think it's too much. I think they are over designed.
Yeah, that's
That,
uh,
but I will die on this hill. But I'm very happy people enjoy painting them. So please don't
yeah.
hate me.
No, I mean, I don't judge anyone, but they're just not my thing. But anyway, on the side of the screen, we're seeing like a Primaris Apothecary, which looks really cool.
Mm.
So this one is from Chris Buxley, and you can find the tags. It's the Instagram tags of the painters. And what's your favorite universe, like personally, and game?
Inside, yeah,
Yeah.
inside the products of Games Workshop, I think 40K in general. But the primary thing that I was a Space Marines player and painted, but they took me a little bit away of the current setting of the 40K universe. And as I said, I have been reading the horror series novel since I was, I don't know, 14 maybe.
Mm.
So if we consider the horror series a universe by itself, I will say the horror series. And in game, I'm very happy that we can play the horror heresy. I don't know why it's so tough for me to say that the heresy. I'm very happy the heresy is a game now. But apart from that, I really like Kill Team because it's really dynamic and it's the thing my friends here play the most. So I'm not a big gamer or player, sorry, of the game. I'm more like a painter or a reader. But let's say Kill Team. And
Okay.
apart from the Games Workshop things,
Mm.
favorite universe, I'm a really big sci-fi and horror and fantasy fan. Um, but for a universe, I would say the Earthsea saga of
Okay.
books from Ursula K. Le Guin. I would say they are my favorite fantasy books ever.
Right. And What do you like the most in the hobby?
Mm, I always say when I try to explain Warhammer to people, I always say you can enjoy the hobby in three ways. Let's say like painting, like um, playing the game, or also reading the novels, or any combination of the three. But if I have to choose one of them, I will say the painting maybe, and then the reading. Um, but apart from that, and I don't want to sound cheesy, but I like the community.
Yeah.
And I don't say to be a good kid. I mean it from the very deep of my heart. From what they have done for me and for this initiative, I
Mhm.
would say the community absolutely.
Yeah. I can second that. The community is really amazing. Like
Hmm.
yeah. So now that we know a bit more about the man who is putting together the charity, let's talk about the charity itself. So
Hmm.
the Apothecarion and what is it all about?
Basically, it's a charity fundraiser, a
Mhm.
Warhammer charity fundraiser meant to fight against childhood cancer, specifically brain cancer.
Mhm.
Um, Basically, what we have done for anyone who doesn't know us is like we have gathered the community around painting apothecaries.
Mhm.
Um, just by painting a single miniature, you were able to to help us, and then we have raffled everything as you said in April, and we
Mhm.
raised more than 3,000 euros for charity for El Sueño de Vicky.
Mhm. Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, yeah. And how did you came up with this idea of running a charity?
I came up with the idea because a hobby friend of mine who is from Nottingham, his name is Dave Hammer, 40K on Instagram. He's a really, really nice guy, very supportive, and he does these kind of things. And he contacted me on 2020, early 2024, I think, to write some lore and short histories for a charity raffle he was like organizing,
Mhm.
and it was against cancer as well for Cancer Research UK,
Mhm.
and it worked pretty nicely for him. So I think okay, maybe we can do that
Mhm.
something similar.
Mhm.
Um, and it's like I like the model of apothecary is some a model, a miniature I like very, very much. So I say, okay, it's related to health,
Yeah.
and it can, painting apothecaries, I think it can lead to very diverse miniatures,
Mhm.
and as it was demonstrated by time. Um, and I say, okay, and the Apothecarion sounded catchy for me, so I discussed the idea with some close friends,
Mhm.
to have some core to, for of people that it's willing to donate, that already knows me, and they are willing to donate a miniature to me. From that, we opened the the Instagram account, and it kept rolling.
Yeah, and when you say there's a diversity within the apothecaries, like we have on the side of the screen a great
Mm.
example. This one is like really amazing, and I get that that's an original sculpt, and the paint job, like I mean, is fitting this one so well with
Yeah,
the
it's so spot on. It's
uh,
yeah.
Rock Trader, like earlier version of 40K. I mean, even the base in Goblin Green, everything. And yeah, this one is amazing. It's from the Cyborg Cat Girls paints, and you received like a whole variety of models, like
Mm.
from 40K, from the Horus Heresy, like that kind of models. But this one is particular in the way that some parts were sculpted specifically for.
Yeah, this one is one of the prizes, and Cyborg Catgirl won.
Mhm.
Is her name. Yeah, this is one of the miniatures Juan Diaz sculpted for us.
Yeah.
And we will get to that in a minute, but yeah, the I will say the head, the top knot, the bionic eye, the
Mhm.
torso and legs were already sculpted by Juan prior to the Apothecarion, and then he sculpted like the chaos trim on the leg, and
Mm.
then the the eyeballs. I don't know the
Maybe
eyeballs on
mm.
the
On
eyeballs
the
on the leg, and also in the pauldron. Some other details to make it look more green.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is um, apart from the sword, the gun, and the and the backpack. It's all by Juan. It's
Yeah.
Juan sculpted like 5 miniatures for us,
Mhm.
and this is the most Juan Diaz miniature of them all. And I'm very happy when paint them. And also, he has presented it to the Olden Demon,
Oh yeah.
and he has to be about to let us know the winners of this
There's a
edition of the Olden Demon.
there's a
So
results
I
are
really, I don't know if she's going to win because I haven't seen all the people taking part of them, but I hope in the video he's going to do. I hope he mentioned the not for me or the Apothecarion. I don't give a shit, but just for when.
yeah, yeah, I understand that. That's a like a beautiful sculpt and a great paint job on that. And for the raffle, how did you choose the Sueno de Vicky as a partner for
Uh,
the
we were for us. It was clear that it has to be a charity against childhood cancer. There was
Mhm.
several personal reasons, and but for so I did a little bit of research and I discovered the work Sueño de Vicky is doing in Madrid or in Spain, working with some top tier children hospitals. And I read all the projects, the ongoing projects they have, and they have like 4 or 5, I think. And there was like one that caught my attention especially, and it was a rehab program with El Niño Jesús Children's Hospital of Madrid,
Mhm.
about not curing children with cancer. It's about a rehabilitation program meant for children who has been healed from brain cancer. But it's not the same that it's not the same like being cured from cancer has and had that tumor removed. But
Mhm.
that healing that wound, like those kids have to go through a very long, usually very long period of rehab to be able to walk, to read, or to swallow, to eat properly again.
Mhm.
So for me, it was really touching that okay, the fight isn't over once the tumor is removed and you have finished up with chemo. Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
it's like
it's the start of the journey to like
exactly, yeah. In that
conquer.
case of brain cancer, it is. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's well. eh, You could have picked like also others great partnership, but this one like it's really meaningful. So yeah,
Mm.
that's a great pick. Um, how did you manage to connect with the community for the charity? Because if we can just uh, go over the basic of the charity, it was like
Hmm.
people were asked to paint one apothecary model of any kind of apothecary,
Yeah, maybe
and
a pain boy, an orc pain boy, or a chaos
yeah,
apothecary, or a
we,
plague
we,
surgeon, or even a sister hospitaler.
yeah,
These.
we will see some hawks
Yeah.
later. They were like really bad. Oh, I mean, they were awesome. But how did you manage to get connected and to get the community involved in
Well,
this activity?
actually, before this, and well, I'm a nobody in the hobby world. I just had a little group of friends in Spain, and also some of them were from the UK that
Mhm.
I knew that they were going to be willing to paint a miniature for me. And then we opened the account, the Instagram account, the Apothecarion, and then we start spamming everyone with a very kind message explaining the charity and our and what we wanted to do. But it was a very big concern, and I think you feel the same. it was a very big concern for us at the beginning. Like we are asking to we're asking people we don't know
Yeah.
to paint for us and then send the miniature for us. And it was a very big concern for me that they are not going to trust in us.
Mhm.
So now I don't have this concern because we are more than 2,000 people, and we have the transparency post with the money transfer to the foundation to El Sueño de Vicky and so on. Now it's perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But I didn't want people to think the apothecary will end up in eBay or whatever, or keep them for
Yeah,
myself maybe,
yeah,
for
but
ourselves.
I mean, I'll be frank with you. I think I reached out to you when I
Hmm.
saw the first post, and I was like, yeah, I don't know those guys. I don't know what they're going to do with the miniatures. Are they going to, yeah, auction it on eBay or whatever? But I thought if those guys use a charity to help kids recover from cancer to put up a scam, there's karma in life. And if they do that, they're not going to get away with it, I'm sure.
No, no,
So,
no, absolutely. I think I hope I hope that if anyone is so brave to do that,
mm,
I really hope they catch them. And thinking about that is something that makes me feel like physically sick,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah, I can
And
agree with that.
but yeah, it
So,
was a big concern because we were like nobody.
yeah, but that's always the case when you start something, because yeah, well, you can see on Instagram or other social networks that obviously there are scams everywhere. But
Mm,
well, I mean, we chatted a bit and etc. And well,
mhm.
I can't explain, but I had a good feeling about like that you were a good person. So. Uh, I just go. I just yeah. I just went with it, and I thought it was like really a great initiative. Were you surprised by the number of minis that you got from the community?
Yeah, so much. I was really surprised by the trust everyone put in us at first, of course, and then by the sheer number of miniatures we received. I think it was over 110,
Yeah,
including some little dioramas and so on, and original artwork from Rich Mason. I think its name is RJ Mason 84 on Instagram or something like that. Yeah, it was really great, and it was so great. We started like we're going to chat about this, but the reliquaries, the chapels,
mhm.
we did when we of course we had to start working on them prior to receive all the miniatures. So we did a little bit of an estimation of the number we are planning to receive, and it exceed our expectations. So we have to add another price to the raffle.
And did you had any issue while running the charity? I don't know, like minis who arrived like with broken parts or that kind of.
No, just one broken spear, I think, or two, something like that, but very easy fixable, and nobody will notice. And mm, it's not a challenge, but many people that donated, sorry, money, not the miniature to
Mhm.
us, they were from the UK. So,
Ah,
so we spend a lot of money, like paying the tariffs and
yeah.
customs,
Mm.
and also when we have to send the chapels to the United States and to
Yeah.
Australia. That was
Mm.
expensive, but
Yeah.
it's something I already knew,
Mm.
and
Okay.
okay, this is going to be. I'm going to take care of this.
Mm.
It
But I
was all
mean,
on me.
yeah, that's a nice gesture. But I mean, as a European hobbyist, we really need the UK to get back in the European Union just to
Yeah,
help us.
especially for this.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we can agree on that. And those reliquaries are quite something, and they are really original. But how did you come up with the idea?
Well, first of all, we wanted to do something nice as a prize, not something like boring or just a display case with
Mhm.
a plexiglass, just the usual plexiglass display case for miniatures. We thought that could be boring. We thought, okay, how can we do it like a little bit more interesting? And for me, it was really obvious because we all know like Warhammer 40K is all about gothic elements of
Mhm.
many, many kinds. So we say, okay, it has to be something gothic. And I don't know if friends, grandmas has them. They are, I think, in Spain and Italy.
Mhm.
Some grandmas or in some churches they are not reliquaries. They have a little statue of Mary or maybe some saint
Mhm.
inside, a frame, a gothic frame made of wood. So we say this can be a nice display case, and we try to buy some old chapels from
Mhm.
the Spanish eBay, let's say, and refurbish them you know to put the plexiglass inside the
Mhm.
original chapels, but they were really all different in size. We couldn't find like five the same model, let's say, of chapel. So my father built these reliquaries, these chapels, and it was a surprise for me that nobody has ever done a Gothic display case for Warhammer 40K.
Uh,
That was the most surprising thing for me, actually.
yeah, I have to say I never saw anything like that before. It was like mind blowing, and I mean the craftsmanship it takes to do that. Like I mean, yeah, we talk talked about your father a bit earlier. Like the man can build stuff with his hands. Like it's like perfect, and
Hmm.
the feeling of the gothic feeling about the display reliquaries is like really so nice. I have to say, yeah, I'm not disappointed, but if I ever won one of those, yeah, it would be like in a nice place in my home, like with a great pleasure. Now, those are like piece of art, like yeah, they're beautiful. And on the bottom, like
Hmm.
looks like a stone. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that was an idea for my father actually. It's a single block of
Mm,
in Spanish it's called Piedra de Villamayor, so it's Villamayor rock. It's a sandstone originally from my hometown of Salamanca,
mm,
and Salamanca, all the old town, both cathedrals, the medieval university, all churches, buildings, everything is built upon that kind of rock, and it's kind of golden at dawn. When the sun is it's setting, the whole town is like golden. And we wanted for the raffle winners to have a little bit of our town and as a symbol of identity
mm.
with them, and it looks really really nice, I think.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. Wow, the reliquary itself is already very cool, but that's the
Mm.
little additional touch that makes it, yeah, amazing. So, you're not there's no obligation to answer the next question, but well, I just ask away. Did you have any favorite within the minis of the first edition?
Well, to be honest, I don't, because they are also so great and so personal, and I love to see how different and how they reflect the hobbyist behind them. They are all really really cool because one thing we wanted is like, okay, this is not Golden Demon. This is not a
Mm,
painting competition of any kind. So um, when we reach people on Instagram, or when you wrote me, for instance, it's okay. The only condition is like for it to be an apothecary, a plague surgeon, hospitalier sister, whatever health related character, let's say. But just have fun with that.
yeah.
It's okay. Do whatever you want, and no matter the skill. This is not about like painting better or worse. It's just have
Yeah,
fun and help us.
yeah, it's not a painting competition, and I mean, that's the right mindset when you get to putting together that kind of charity. And actually, even if it wasn't a painting competition, I have to say that the average paint jobs
Mm.
are very, very, very cool. Like, well, I had to pick a few minis for the presentation. But I mean, there are so many like really cool, creative, original minis that you received. It was kind of hard to pick, and well, I mean, for if someone who participated in the charity, if you don't see your mini in the presentation, that there's no judgment about that or anything. This one on the side is from a company of the bitter iron. It's like from the Heresy range. Well, actually, it's heavily converted, and I'm thinking there are maybe some 3D printed parts
Yeah,
like
she,
like
he's she's 3D sculptor. So I think that not I don't know if the whole miniature, but maybe the whole miniature was sculpted digitally sculpted by him and then printed and painted everything.
yeah. I think the left leg, the bionic with the bionic parts might be sculpt or 3D print of well 3D design or anything.
Mm.
Maybe the head and the right arm, and actually I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it's amazing.
The
Mm.
backpack and actually the legs are well mostly Mark II armor, so
Mm.
there's no model yet for those, but the mini itself is like really cool. But the first edition was a great success. I think
Mhm.
we can agree on that. And so what's next? Is there a new edition coming? And
There is a new edition coming, and we are planning to launch it like this very summer, maybe in some weeks, or in June or maybe early July, because there were many people that told me if you do something else, if you do something new, I'm in. Or maybe
Mhm.
some people that reached out and told me I don't have like that much time now, but if you do something else in the future, please contact me. And I was like, okay, there's real interest in the community for this. So, okay, we are going to plan it. I had to take a little bit of a cool down time after the first edition and because I wanted to do something not entirely different because it's going to be the same because it's clear that raffling miniatures, it helps a lot in this as a fundraiser. It worked pretty nice for me. It works pretty nice for Dave that I mentioned. So I think okay, we got the mechanic of the campaign is going to be the same, and we are going to keep the name obviously.
Mhm.
Um, and it has to be something related to apothecaries in general. So we say okay, what we want to do apart from contact other hobbies to paint miniatures for us. First of all, we want to do a campaign of tournaments around the world. We have to contact many people, but we want people to be able to help us not just by painting, but also by playing the game.
Yeah, that's a
And
Mhm.
and and apart from that, and related to the tournaments, we are developing a Laura backstory that will be pushed forward in time with the results of those tournaments, just to give everything a little bit more of a spice and everything like a good story. So it's going to be something like the Eye of Terror campaign back in the day,
Yeah, yeah.
with the good
That's
guys, the bad guys, and there's a short story I wrote my on the profile that it's called Night Prayer. It serves as a prelude to the second edition that, for short, is two novices of the Adepta, the Sororitas. They
Mhm.
are praying on the inside their chapel at night, and they are taking their order. They are taking custody of a relic of Sanguinius, of
Mhm.
a fresh blood preserved in time from the time of the Horus Heresy. And Fabius By and Bastor appear, and steal the blood, steal the mantle, the relic, of course, to do some nasty things with the blood, because I thought that if we are going to keep the apothecary thing rolling, if there's a famous apothecary in the setting, it's Fabius Bile. So I think there has to be the bad guy. And
Yeah.
everyone loves the Blood Angels, so the both things.
Mm.
And we want to, you know, I didn't want to reach people again to okay, paint another apothecary for me. It's like okay, this again. So maybe I have to think about that. But maybe the prices is going to be the armies of the good guys and the bad guys. You know,
Yeah.
the core factions of of the story, like the Blood Angels and successors, the
Mhm.
sororitas, and then the if someone like Chaos or Kid Basin, they there's a big interest in doing mutated Blood Angels for some reason, and then there's the you can paint Fabius Weil, his entourage of apothecaries is plenty of possibilities. Just to,
Mm.
as I say, I just want people to have fun
Yeah.
while helping us. So okay, let's open the scope of things we can do
Mm.
and make it more interesting. I hope people like the story as well.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's like a pretty great idea because like yeah, painting like the same kind of miniatures for the second time can get a bit boring. So yeah, opening up the range of what
Mhm.
can be given to participate in the charity is a great idea. And
Yeah,
yeah.
and of course, it's not like it's a brilliant idea from of myself. I had the idea, and then as I did with the first edition, I discussed the idea with some friends.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, I have this idea, and they were, wow, this is crazy. We have to do it. I go, okay, fine, we are doing it.
Okay, we're going for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's cool. Sorry. Uh, we're going. Second edition is almost on its way.
Hmm.
Well, I mean the prelude is on, and I think the mixing the playing and the painting is like a really great idea because not everyone has enough time to dedicate to painting stuff, etc. So it might. It might improve the involvement within the community. So that's
Mm,
like really cool. And I mean, personally, I'm really looking forward to see the what's in the second edition. And well, you talked about like mutated blood angels, etc. And yeah, my mind is already running ideas about that because well.
that's right.
Yeah, I don't like the good guys. Well, I like them when they are corrupt by chaos. So
Yeah,
that's
I think the corrupted Blood Angel will be more popular than the than the regular ones. I have that feeling, but
well. I mean, Blood Angels have a very high popularity within the community because I mean, they for good guys they are quite cool. But well, we'll see
yeah, we will see.
what you'll get. So the initiative is almost on. And on a
Mm.
personal note, do you have any future hobby plans for yourself, or do you still have hobby time for yourself?
Not much, not much.
Yeah.
But what my hobby plans, apart from writing the lore of the story
Mm.
behind the Apothecarion 2, I'm actually painting Blood Angels, but the second edition's one, like
Ah,
very old miniatures. I'm currently painting a Furioso Dreadnought
hmm.
that I bought on Christmas. Apart from that, waiting for the new Heresy
Yeah.
to be released, and I want to. I don't know if I will get the big box,
Mm.
but yeah, I really like the new models, and I'm planning to paint them. I want them to do something different. and since the Mark IIs and the Saturnines armors are one of the first patterns of armor used by the Space Marines, I wanted to do a pre-Primarch Legion, you know,
Mm.
and I thought the you know the different for instance the Revenant Legion, the ninth one, the
Mhm.
Warhounds, the Dusk Riders,
Yeah.
but I think that but they are all gray, and I didn't like, and then the Salamanders are like green also. They
Yeah.
were green, and that's not different enough. So I'm not sure if I will do Luna Wolves because I really
Okay.
like the white
Mhm.
and black contrast, or maybe I will do a White Scars Pioneer Company because I like this little
Mhm.
early piece of the lore like pre-Yagatai that they are sent across the stars and
Mhm.
every pioneer company is different from each other and you see the heraldry, they have nothing to do with just
Yeah.
the big V, the Roman 5.
Mhm.
So I thinking about painting a pioneer company with a heraldic um, element I like with a big V, and as I say, I like to write some short histories from and fanfics of Warhammer. So maybe I will think about a little bit piece of lore for them, and just to make something different, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty cool project because we don't see those often, obviously. And actually, like you said, they were a lot quite looking the same back in the days. But I get that, well, I might be wrong, but I mean, the Warhounds had already like the white and blue color scheme for the before the World Eaters. I think,
They were exactly the same but reversed. Like the armor was blue and the pauldrons were white
yeah,
instead of the other way around. Yeah,
and well, actually, well. I know, like I'm a word bearers guy, but so they were like the imperial heroes back in the
yeah,
days, and they
and
were
they were gray
great.
also.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So well, yeah. I mean, but that's a great project. Like a lot of people are eager to see more like Great Crusade action, like
yeah.
fighting orcs, fighting Eldars, or all type of Xenos, etc. Just to change a bit from the Marines versus Marines or
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. That
uh,
would be really nice. Yeah,
yeah,
and apart from that, I'm in my stories. There's so much lore
mm,
currently that it's hard to find the gaps where you can fit your story.
mm,
Because we all know that the horror heresy from from the very beginning to the very end, and it's so big. But finding like gaps to put your little story in that.
mm.
That's really nice, and I want to do and pioneer companies. I think it will give me the opportunity to explore. As you say, like fighting orcs or whatever they find. It's
Exactly.
exactly that. Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Um, some questions, just to finish, well, almost finish this interview. Would you rather say do no harm or eat no harm?
Do not harm or no harm. Well, being a Spaniard and especially from Salamanca, I cannot know it like jamon because we produce the best one. I'm not speaking about the pink one. I'm speaking about the real ham. I will say do no harm.
Yeah, all right. The Imperium or the Xenos?
I have always been Imperium guy. I have to say, I have maybe the community will crucify me, but I have never been into orcs as everyone else. But for Xenos, if I have to pick a Xenos race, I will say the Eldar.
All right. Yeah, very cool. Apothecary or Penboy?
Mm, Do you mean if I
If
have to
you,
choose one to heal me, maybe? Or
yeah, yeah,
well,
which one would
I
be?
will go for the apothecary, I think.
Okay, but actually, there are two examples of those guys on the side of the screen. The first one is Horus Heresy Apothecary from Neurobolter. I mean, this guy does amazing stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really, yeah, like what he does for weathering extra is like really awesome. And actually, the paint boy is from Mr. Blonde 42 Paints, and I love this mini so much.
yeah, me too.
The cell
The
shading,
style, the
yeah, the style of yeah, cell shading, like maybe Borderlands style, is like so good on this paint boy. It's amazing, and I mean that's a good example of the variety of minis
yeah.
you
I was thinking about that. Yeah,
for the
those
first
two are
edition.
perfectly the perfect example of that. Yeah.
And yeah, and just also to give an idea to people who might not have had a look at the minis that of the average level of painting that you got for the
Hmm.
first. And we didn't
Oh,
talk about those
about
guys,
Juan.
but those guys were like amazing, and those guys were partly or improved by Ron Diaz, which is quite a hobby legend. So
Yeah.
how, how did you get him to get involved in the initiative?
Well, I think we all know who Juan Diaz is. He's the guy behind the Diamonds, behind Bellacore, behind many Space Marines and Eldar, just to mention some of them,
Hmm.
some of his work, and he's an absolute legend. And I when I came up with the idea of the Apothecarion, I spent several weeks or days like thinking about that and chatting with friends. Um, Before that, Juan opened an Instagram account to share his work, and I
Hmm.
remember he was working on a primaries Pedro Canto.
Hmm. Yeah.
The power fish with the little schools on the knuckles.
Yeah. Mm.
Um, and I was okay, whoa, it's Juan Diaz. And for me, speaking as a Spanish guy, I
Hmm.
think we all, when we saw his name back in the day in the White Dwarf, seeing like Juan Diaz, that I'm saying this because Juan is now my friend, who has the most Spanish name ever. And seeing his name between Darren Latham, Ali Morrison, and most English name is like, wow, there's one of us there.
Yeah.
Uh, so for us, it was a hero, and his work is speak by itself. Um, when I saw that Juan was like currently working on, the old ways with the green stuff and so on, and share with people, I reached out to him with my personal Instagram account, not the Apothecarion. The Apothecarion didn't exist, and I was simply kind to him, like, oh, it's really cool that you are still on the job and making new things and so on. And he was really kind to me, and he said, oh, thank you so much, I really appreciate that. And he said, I will keep you updated with what I do. And I was and I was like, okay, but I didn't know what he meant. I thought he meant like, you will see on my Instagram what I do.
Mm.
And I was like, okay. And I thought this guy is going to forget about me in 2 days. And some time passed, and when I was already thinking about making the Apothecarion, he sent me a message with a full new miniature, a full ring staff miniature sculpted by him. It was a Warhammer Fantasy Jester, like an Imperial Jester, but dressed as a lizard or something like that. Very, very funny miniature, and it was for a hobby club in Valencia. That those guys are a friend of him, and I read the description of the pic he sent me, and this is from the hobby club, blah 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 blah, so for a tournament maybe or some event of some kind. And I thought, so Juan is making things for other people. So I think just after like being chatting with Juan for like 5 sentences, I said, I introduced myself and I said, okay, Juan, I'm thinking about making this. If you're willing to help us with this, again, trusting me completely. Um, if you can make a miniature for a you know for a single price of the raffle, we will be really thankful. And he gave me his phone, and we had a really long call, even a personal call, because I talk with Juan every single day, maybe. He's
Yeah,
a
that.
really good, he's a really good friend of mine actually, and in that long call, he told me, okay, making a full miniature from scratch, it would take me so long because I have more clients, I have commissions, I have my things.
Mm.
And I was, at that point, I was like, "Ugh." But he said, but I really want to help you. And I was, okay, so what if instead of making
Mm.
a single miniature, I take some bits, we buy some miniatures, I can make some conversions over them because it will be like he said, little conversion. As you can see how little these things are. It's like,
Yeah.
and especially the banner there. It's like, oh my God. So, but
Mm.
I said, okay, this works perfectly for you because it takes less time for you to prepare everything. And it's better for us because instead of having one 5 miniature, we have five. So more chances, so more prizes, more chances of winning if you participate in a raffle, 5 times more. So um, he did this the Wolf Priest over an old Horus Heresy miniature, like I don't Gay Horror Fellhunt,
Yeah.
um, and then Ahriman.
Yeah.
And Wolf Priests are um, apothecaries apart from chaplains. And I
Mhm.
think that the helmet on the wolf is amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and also he took Ahriman and made how do you call it? The Soul's Harvester. It's
Yeah.
like a fallen Thousand Sons apothecary that he harvests the soul of the fallen Rubric Marines and get them inside the canopic jars on the
Yeah.
hip. With you can see the little hawk head on the hip that it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then he took a sanguinary priest,
Mhm.
the regular primary sanguinary priest, and make it better. I think this is way better because I think the miniature, the regular sanguinary priest, the current one, is like running but stamping, like he's about to fall.
Yeah.
And this is very majestic, and you can see the left hand holding the cup,
Book.
the grail, how delicate the fingers are. Thing
Mm.
is fantastic. And apart from this, well, we had the Mad Doctor we saw earlier, and then we had a banner bearer, and he
Yeah.
sculpted the whole, the standard, and the Nartisium, the everything, and he said just little conversions, but I truly love Juan. He's a really special guy,
Mm.
very very kind. A very He's very interesting, and we have chat a lot because I have connected with him at a personal level. So as you can um, imagine, the first conversation were about the hobby, the miniatures, the things we are going to do. But later I started like talking about my life, and he did the same, like friends. And when we did the raffle on with in the stream of Paladines de Terra, it was in a Spanish city called Valladolid, and we
Mhm.
traveled them. And I shared the room in the hostel with Juan, and yeah, he's a very dear friend of mine. And I have to convince him to help us in the second edition, but I have to have a talk with Juan. But But yeah, I'm
That would be cool to have some other conversions or sculpts by him because I mean, like the even if those are in small conversions, I mean, like a lot of people like would dream about like having just a piece of a small piece of his talent to bring.
yeah. Actually, when won the Mad Doctor, the Emperor Children Mad Doctor
Mm.
we saw earlier, she really wanted to paint it, but she was worried about covering the work of Juan,
Mm.
so she asked him to for his blessing
Yeah.
to be able to paint the miniature, and Juan said go for it, and I think she did an amazing job.
Yeah, but I totally understand that, and I think if I would have won any of those, I would have looked and stared at those for hours before just
Yeah,
uh, priming it. Just like, yeah, no, I'm going to ruin it. No, no, I can't paint that. No, no, I must think over and over. But yeah, no, those are like really like super awesome minis. And just to
mm,
give a taste about like the wide array of miniatures you got, like we talk about Fabius. Now, obviously, he was in the first raffle.
yeah.
Uh, this is a paint job from yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, but maybe.
His name is Christoph. So
Well, from Christoph then.
mhm,
We have another so MK3 apothecary from the Pestilent palette and another paint boy from Immaterial Creations. And this one, if I had to pick one miniatures within all of those, this paint boy with the little I don't know, snotling, Gretchen,
the
uh,
retching. Yeah,
both of them like putting on the latex gloves. Now this one is like, yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, it's a beautiful paint job, but the creativity that you find on this miniature is like next level. Absolutely, I love this one. And
yeah, and yeah. I
oh,
was
sorry,
about to say, oh, no, no, this guy. Um,
yeah, sorry.
no, I was about to say that these three are very good examples for instance, a very orthodox and very good executed painting on the Iron Warriors Apothecary, and then we have the Green Dark of Christoph. That is a master,
Mhm.
and I think it's a brilliant work what he did on Fabius, and then the material creations Paintboy it look like a painting, like a like an oil painting.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, the glow, the how subtle the skin is. It's like amazing, and there are many others,
Mm.
but yeah, they're all amazing. Yeah.
And like I had to pick the minis that Fat Crow Painting did because the man, well, I guess he's a man, but
I think so. Yeah.
he not only did one, but actually he did the four apothecaries from the Horus Heresy range. Like the two, well, it's on the left of the screen for me, but the MK2 and MK4 armor marks are the old ones, and the
Hmm.
MK5 MK6 are the new ones, and he did all of them in that beautiful Emperor Children color scheme.
Yeah.
And, and when I saw the post, I was like, yeah, okay. He went like, yeah, seriously into business for the for the raffle because I mean, doing one is like already super cool, but like sending those four models is like
Yeah,
so.
I can tell you about that. The thing is, I saw the apothecaries and I read Fat Crow painting. Um, thinking or saying like, oh, your work is amazing and we will be. really glad to have you on board if you have the time to paint for us. Um, so I said, I have four apothecaries and I will give you one, no problem. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. No. So I was okay. I have another one for this guy, very kind. And some days later, he told me, you know what? Have the four of them.
Yeah, that's so nice.
And I was like, yeah, and that was so so
And
kind. Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually, he also did like with the dedicated power spears of the emperor children.
Mm,
So he ties it all, and yeah, that's like a nice. Well, nice is not strong enough, but it's a beautiful gesture, beautiful paint job. Like uh, there are like tons of hobbyists who did like great jobs, who gave miniatures, who took part in the raffle and gave money to the raffle, etc. Obviously, they are not like quoted in the presentation. There's not room for everyone,
mm,
sadly. But obviously, well, it was like such a great move from you. And I mean, I, I am really looking forward for the next edition, but I think I'm far from being alone. And well, I wish you all the success in the world for
thank
that.
you.
And I'll be on the look. I'm looking forward to see what's coming. Um, maybe to conclude this little chat, do you have a closing remark?
No, just if if any friend that has helped us in the first edition is watching this, I want to thank him or her because this is not about me or about it's about the community helping the kids, and that's the only important thing. All I wanted to do is gather a nice group of people to have fun together and to help, and it's going to be another edition of this because people wanted it, not
Mm.
because I want to be the center of attention and receive the miniatures, and I don't care about that. I just like people to help us and to have fun while doing that.
Mm.
And yeah, that if as I say, it's going to be a second edition because people wanted it, and all the details, the lore, what miniature you will be able to paint and how you will be able to help us. It will be post really soon on Instagram with all the details, and I hope it will be an enjoyable experience for us all.
Yeah, I hope that. And actually, just to say that if we did this little interview today, is that I truly believe that you're doing that for the greater good, if I may say so, for the children. There's actually no personal interest or anything, and it it showed when you were sharing and posting about the raffle, etc., about the miniatures. Well, it was never about like, yeah, look, I am Mario and I'm doing that, and
No, no,
yeah, it
no, no, no,
was never
no.
about that. And actually, it's like sincerely, I think that it, it's just a good cause, is just having fun, helping a good cause. So yeah, I would advise anyone who is in the hobby to take part in the next edition.
I
So
think one of the reasons I choose the name the Apothecarion is because it refers to a group of people
yeah.
doing something nice that it's healing.
Mhm.
So I wanted from the very name of the initiative to be a community center thing to and just that help us while having fun. Just that
Yeah.
and
Well,
support each other's.
that's I mean that's what the hobby is all about, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Well, thank you very, very much, Mario,
Well, thanks
to
to you. It's been a pleasure.
for your time. I hope, like at some point, maybe someday we have an opportunity to meet. I mean, in the flesh. That would be really
Yeah, I
cool.
hope so.
But since, well, until then, wish you like great success with the second edition. I wish you to find a bit of hobby time for your
I
personal.
will try. That dreadnought is taking me like a month or so to be completed. And it's only one arm left, and it will be done.
Yeah, you get there. That you'll get
Yeah.
there. And see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time, my friend. See you.